Hello everyone, this is Corey, and today we are going to be taking a look at the biggest bosses in VR. VR gives you an amazing sense of scale, and when there's big boss enemies in front of you in VR, it actually physically makes you look up to see it. This is something which only VR can offer, and it's why I love VR so much. So let's jump right into it, and let's start with the Strider from Half-Life Alyx. Half-Life Alyx has so many things to experience in it, and of course they added a Strider to fight. It's an absolutely amazing fight, and I actually teared up a little bit after the fight ended with Russell when he was talking to Alyx. So anyway, that Strider is pretty massive, and definitely something you don't want to be missing out on. Until You Fall is a roguelite retro sword fighting game which has you fighting a giant beast at some point. It's an incredible game which keeps you moving to stay alive, and the big boss which you fight can be terrifying because of how close you are while fighting it. Jet Island has some massive bosses in it, and the first that comes to mind is the giant serpent. The bosses are so big that you actually climb on them and go inside of them to take them out. However, if you do get motion sickness, then this might not be the best game, because there's a ton of movement in it as you fly around the map. We all know what Skyrim is at this point, and fighting a dragon or a giant feels nostalgic and amazing in VR. Fighting a dragon in Skyrim is an experience that everyone should have. That being said, you do need to add quite a few mods to the game to make it feel good. Serious Sam VR is more of an arcade-style shooter, which reminds me a lot of Doom. There are massive bosses, and it's a lot of fun if you enjoy this style of shooting games.
That's what it was.
Robo Recall is a very well-polished game, which has you fighting robots in another arcade-style shooter. The graphics and animations in this game are absolutely amazing, and you fight quite a big robot boss at the end. In Death, Unchained is an archery roguelite which has you fighting through procedurally generated dungeons. There's a boss called Asmodeus who is pretty massive, and this is a must-have if you enjoy archery in VR. Vengeful Rites recently exited early access with their full release, and it has a couple of big bosses to fight. This game plays like Zelda, where you're solving puzzles and fighting your way through dungeons using magic, swords, and archery. There's a free demo for it on Steam, so make sure you check it out. As honorable mentions, we have Moss and Ven VR Adventure. Moss has a giant snake boss, and this boss is not as big for the VR player, but massive compared to Quill, which is the mouse you control throughout the game.
I'm so sorry, Quill. I really am.
I made a review for Moss, so if you're interested, make sure to go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. Similar to Moss, Ven VR Adventure has a boss which is big compared to the character you're controlling. Both of these titles are fantastic and play similar in that they are both VR platformers. They are both a ton of fun. I probably missed a few games which have big boss enemies, so let me know which games you found that have massive bosses in the comments down below. I post new videos every week, so if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to get notified when I release new videos. Liking the video helps a ton and shows your support, and if you want to know what's on my mind, then follow me on Twitter. Links to everything are in the description down below. As always, make sure you think for yourself, which means question yourself, do what makes you happy, and I'll see you all next time.